Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna go over some tips on how to work from home effectively. If you want to see more of these videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe. So without further ado, let's get started. So the very first step that I took when I wanted to build my work from home space was to find a good location. So originally my desk was facing the wall. However, I decided that I wanted to actually face the window. Before I was working from home in the office, there was actually not a lot of sunlight coming through the area where I was working, unfortunately. So when I did get a chance to work from home, I wanted to make sure that my space was facing the window so I could see sunlight coming through. The windows that I have, one is facing the south and the other one's facing the west. So it does have ample sunlight and it did make a difference. Number two is to make sure that you declutter your workspace so that you have only the items that you need to work. Before you actually work, take some time to move some of that stuff and put it somewhere else. Usually I like to have a space for everything so I know where everything is located. So for instance, I like to put my planner on top of the grid organizer that I have hanging on the wall. And also I like to make sure that I have my drink on the left side so that it doesn't get tipped over and spill onto any equipment that I use for work. I also like the desk mat that I bought. It really does help make the space look a little bit tidier. Before I just had glass and you could see through it and I didn't really like that, so I bought the desk mat and it does really help making things look a little bit tidier. That way I don't need a mouse pad and instead I just have a huge mat for the desk. So I do want to show you what I use to decorate my office. So that is my monthly planner and then my fitness journal. I have little plants over here and then just daily reminders. So this one says, "This is how I fight my battles," a reminder that Jesus is more than enough, and then lyrics to a song called Waymaker. Number three is to have a setup with your computers and your peripherals. I will just show you what I use. I have multiple monitors. The first one is the large monitor, which is the main monitor that I have. The laptop to the side, the screen is a lot smaller, so I tend to not use that as much. And then I also have portable screens that I use. I usually take these screens that are portable when it's a lot busier, so during busy season when I need more than 2 screens. And I like to have my peripherals to be wireless and wireless AirPods so that I am able to have less cluttered. Number 4 is to have a morning routine. So I used to, in the very beginning, wake up right before work and then just start working. Instead, I decided to change that up. I actually work earlier before my work even starts, and that helps a lot in minimizing distractions. Because there were less people awake, because there was less going on, I realized that I got a lot more done when I woke up earlier than everyone else. My work starts at 8:30 in the morning, so I would log on 7:30 in the morning, or if I really needed to get a lot more of that done, sometimes 6:30 in the morning. Every morning I start off with a verse of the day. For instance, this one is Philippians 4:4. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. So I read the Bible and sometimes I'll do my quiet time in the morning or sometimes after work. And then I check my work calendar. I don't look at the work email right away, but I look at the calendar to see what meetings I have. Then I go to my to-do list that's on the right side. And then lastly, I go over the Google Calendar, which has time blocked out for everything. So it would block out my time for work, for lunch, and then continuing on to work and some of my other personal events. I also drink tea in the morning. It helps me wake up. There are times where I'll just put some water and put in some citron tea just to have something warm to drink in the morning. Sometimes I will eat breakfast before I work, or sometimes I'll just drink my tea depending on how I feel that day. Usually I use a coaster like this to put my tea on so it doesn't create any mess. Number 5 is to find ways to minimize distractions while working. So I'll give you a few examples. So the first thing that I do is I do lock my door because I don't want people coming in and out while I am working and disrupting either my train of thought, or also if I'm on a call with someone and having someone talk in the background. The second thing is to actually put my phone in do not disturb mode, because I do not want people to text me or for me to check my phone every 5 minutes. So I will put it on my desk or just throw it on my bed and make sure that it's out of sight, out of mind. Also, when I personally have to present, whether it's a training or a tax-related topic, I typically text everyone that I live with to make sure that they keep the noise level down so that when I am presenting, you don't hear a lot of things in the background. So that's something to also keep in mind, that everyone living together, that they will communicate to make sure that they know what's going on, and especially if there's something really important, to let everyone know. Number 6 is to listen to music that helps you concentrate or at least prevents you from being distracted. So for instance, I like to listen to music that has no lyrics because it's really hard for me to concentrate and work while listening to the lyrics of a song. So I typically listen to lo-fi, Christian instrumental music, or classical. And although classical music is not my choice outside of work, it does help me concentrate while I'm working, so I do listen to that as well. Number 7 is to take short breaks when needed. So for me, typically what I will do is when I finish on an engagement or a project for a client, I take a break right after that and then start working again on a different client. But it's kind of like a short reward for completing an engagement for a client. So that is something that I like to do so that I don't burn out during the process of work. Number 8 is to make a to-do list and to write down 3 important things that you need to do that day. That helps me stay on track and making sure that I prioritize the more important things during the day. Number 9 is to write things that you are doing in increments of 30 minutes. This helps me into realizing if I am spending a little bit too much time on a certain project, and if you're in public accounting, we need to do this anyway, but writing things down of things that you are doing does help in making sure that you are working on certain projects. Also, there are times where I will put a timer to make sure that I don't go over a budget, so that way I can manage my time a little bit better. Number 10 is before signing off for a day is to make sure that you plan for the day after. So for instance, if I finish all my work, I will set some time at the very end to prepare what I need to get done for the next morning. That way I set myself up for a successful day. Okay, so that concludes this video. That was 10 things on how to work effectively at home. If you want to see more of these videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!